hope you're right. In today's video I'm going to do an update on my seedlings, what's growing in my greenhouse at this time. We are approaching the end of April, so this is the last week of April, and things are coming along fairly nicely. So I thought I would do an update video. I started all these plants from seeds, and I have done a series of videos where I'm starting lots of flowers and vegetables from seeds. If you haven't checked those, I would strongly suggest you do check them out. They are good guide for beginners, especially if you are trying to grow flowers or vegetables first time from seeds. So I have covered lots of basics for individual flowers and vegetables. So here in this video I'm going to do an update how things are growing at the end of April. This is a strange year. Until now we are having lots of sunshine and it's going dry and so far, so it's not normal in our zone. We do get lots of rain here in UK, and the weather stays wet and cold up until late May. But this year, since the end of March, we are having really nice sunny weather and it's been really warm. So I have been watering all these plants every day. So here these are Alizum seedlings. There are two varieties here which I started from seeds. This is Violet Queen. All these are Violet Queen, and these are Pastel Mix. They are kind of similar, and you can see they are coming along really nicely. I put few seeds in each cell, and almost all of them have germinated. Here in this cell there is only one, and some are still little and germinating. That's all right. They will catch up soon, but you can see most of them are growing really nicely, and they will soon be ready to plant out in the garden or in patio containers, wherever you want them to put. So they are going really nicely. In fact, I can see a flower bud forming on some of these. I have been watering these every day and fertilizing. Like, I have fertilized them 2 times until now, but I need to fertilize them on now every week, because they do run out of nutrients fairly quickly because they are in containers or cells. So when I water them, they run out of nutrients leach out. So it's really important to fertilize them so they give you good results. So I'll be planting them soon outside in my patio containers. Here are my sweet peas. I have got 2 trays of sweet peas. This is the full tray of sweet peas, and this tray has got 12 sweet peas and some nasturtium seeds. So you can see not all of them have germinated. I put 1 seed in each cell, and half of the seeds have germinated and doing really nicely. You can see here, and these ones here as well, half of the seeds germinated, and I have even pinched these ones as well. So they were like this tall, and I pinched them back. So it's really important to pinch the sweet pea seedlings back to a couple of leaves. So basically what you do, you pinch it from here, and then they will grow new side shoots, and that will grow bulky. So it's really important to pinch these sweet pea seedlings back. I have done these ones because they were like tall. These ones are not that tall yet, so I'll be pinching them in next week maybe, or this one's still germinating. Not all of them have germinated, but as I said, one is still germinating. Maybe some of them come up in the future, I don't know. However, I have got at 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, yeah, 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 plants, almost 17 18 plants going here, which are quite good for me. And there are 3 varieties of sweet peas here, and here are nasturtium. So I have 8 cells of nasturtium. I put 1 seed in each cell and 2 seeds in a couple of cells. So here you can see this, all of them have germinated except these 2, but I have got 2 growing here. So there are 2 in this cell, 2 here in this cell, and 2 here in this as well. So one of them is small and the other. So what you can do at this stage, you can thin them, so you can just take one out and leave the other one growing there. Or because I have got 2 cells empty here, I can take one out and put these here in these cells, and that way I will have 8 plants going here. So I'm going to pot some of these out in my patio containers as well. They are growing really nicely. They have got like a couple of sets of true leaves, and they will be running out of these small cells very soon. I can't see any roots coming out yet, but I can guess that they will be running out this space very shortly. So I will be planting them in a couple of weeks. Here I have got marigolds going. Not very good germination on marigolds as well. Last year I had really good germination with marigolds, but here you can see I think I put 2 seeds in each cell. Here both of them came up, but the other cells only 1 came up, and some are empty. Maybe they will come up later, I can't say yet, but it's all right. I still have plenty of plants here, and I started these as well. These are marigolds as well, but I started these from my own collected seeds, and the same here. Half of the seedlings have germinated. Some are still coming out, so I hope maybe I will get some more plants going later. These are petunias from seeds. There are 3 varieties of petunia seeds in here, and you can see they are very small seedlings. When they germinate, they are really small like this, so you can see, and then they start getting a little bit bigger, start getting true leaves. So you can see they are very small seedlings which have just germinated, and then there are different sizes going on here. So I will let them grow here, I think for a month or so, until they are much bigger to handle, and then I can pop them in my patio containers or baskets. Here I have got snapdragons. There were only few snapdragon seeds I had left from last year, and I planted these, and I think 70 to 80% have germinated. So these are really small as well, so very tiny seeds, and when they germinate, the seedlings are really tiny, but they grow fairly quickly, and they can grow huge, like up to 2 feet tall. So I would be letting them grow here for a month or so. These are lobelias, and you can see these are really tiny as well, and there are lots of seedlings going on here, and some are still germinating really tiny, but some are starting to have their first set of true leaves and growing bigger, so I think they can stay here for a month or so. So petunias, snapdragons, and lobelias can stay here a lot longer than, and then they will be bigger size, and then I can plant them outside. But marigolds and nasturtiums, alyssums, and sweet peas will soon be ready to be planted outside. Here are my tomatoes. All of them are growing really nicely. I transplanted them in these separate cups. I have done videos where I transplanted them in separate cups, and you can check them out if you haven't seen them already. So you can see they are growing really nicely here, putting on growth fairly quickly because of the weather we are having these days. Some of them died, so one here died, which could happen when you transplant them, and that's all right. I still have lots of plants going on here. So there are some salad tomatoes and some moneymaker tomatoes, all of them coming along nicely. And here are my cherry tomato seedlings. They are really fast to grow. You can see they are getting huge. So I'll soon be planting them out in my raised bed, and they are growing really fast and looking really nicely. And these are peppers. These are hot pepper seedlings. They are not that fast, and I transplanted them in these separate cups a couple of weeks ago. For a week or so they had stunted growth because of transplant shock, but I think they are recovering now, so I think they will be catching up soon. Here I have got some more pepper seedlings. There are bell peppers and some eggplants. This row is of eggplants, and these are bell peppers. I transplanted them as well. a couple of weeks ago, and I think they are catching up now. Here I have got zinnias. All my zinnia seedlings are doing really great. I put 2 or 3 seeds in each cell, and I think almost all of them have made. They are having their second set of true leaves, so I'll let them grow here for another couple of weeks, and then I can transplant them separately in individual cups. There are some more pepper seedlings which I left, didn't transplant them, and they are growing nicely as well, so maybe later on I will transplant them as well. Ester, this is dwarf ester, and really poor germination rate on these. Only 2 sprouted. There were like lots of seeds, but only 2 sprouted, so that's really poor germination on these. But they are really late flowering. I like the flowers, but I don't like the fact that the flowers really late for us, and then they have very short flowering season, so maybe I won't grow them next time. These are tulips which I bought from AliExpress. They said these are tulip seeds. I'm not 100% sure whether they are tulip seeds or not, but they have germinated really fast, and let's see what happens to them. Here are my cosmos, and almost all of them have germinated and having their first set of true leaves, so I'll soon be transplanting them as well. And here are some more tomato seedlings which I started a month later than the others, so you can see they are just germinating now. Maybe I will keep them, or maybe I will give them to someone else, but just to be on safe side, I started more tomato seeds. Here are lots of other seeds which I started from AliExpress seeds. I bought like lots of AliExpress seeds and started them. There is not much going on in these trays, as you can see. I have also got sunflowers and cornflowers, which I have already planted out in my patio containers because they were getting bigger and running out of their small cells. So I have already planted them in patio containers. I have done a separate video where I transplanted them in patio containers, so I will recommend that you do check that video out as well. Here these are the plants which I started from bare roots. Most of them I have planted in my garden. Some are still here, and I will be planting these as well in the garden soon, but you can see they are growing really nicely. I planted the bare roots in these 1-gallon pots, and they are coming along really nicely. Here is hosta, geraniums, these are daisies, asters, perennial asters, these are phlox. So all of them are growing really nicely. Some there are echinacea there, and there's vigora there, so I think I will be planting these in the garden soon in different episodes. Here are my fuchsia cuttings which I started from cuttings, and they are coming along really nicely. I checked on them a couple of weeks ago, and they have started to send new roots out, which is really encouraging for me. So I have done a video where I started fuchsia cuttings, and I will recommend that you can check that video out, how to grow plants from cuttings. And these are really easy to grow from cuttings. They are sending new roots out, and you can see they are leafing out as well, so I'm hopeful that they will grow nicely for me. So these are the things which are growing in my greenhouse. Some I have already planted in my garden or patio containers. Some are still here, but I thought I would do an update video on how things are growing, because as a beginner gardener, you don't have much idea what to expect after sowing your seeds. So when you sow seeds, they germinate. Every plant has their own germination rate. Some are really tiny, some are huge, some can run out of their seed starting cells really quickly, and some can stay there for much longer. So this gives you a nice idea what to expect for a month or two after sowing your seeds, because we do start seeds indoors like 8 to 12 weeks before last frost date. We are having really nice weather, but the nights are still a little bit cold, and we could have another frost coming maybe in a couple of weeks. So we don't want these to go out until all the danger of frost has gone, otherwise these seedlings can die. They can't take a frost, so we need to keep them in the greenhouse or indoors. Maybe if you're starting indoors in a windowsill or under grow lights, then you need to keep them in the indoors until all the danger frost has gone, and then you can plant them out. But if you start too early and the seedlings are getting too big for the pots you started them in, you may have to repot them in bigger pots to keep them indoors for a lot longer. So this gives you a nice idea to compare how different plants look at different stages and what to expect, which can stay here and what can needs to be transplanted and what need to be repotted in bigger cups. So as I said, I will be putting these sweet peas, nasturtiums and alyssum soon in my patio containers, but the other things can still stay here. I will be putting these cherry tomato seedlings in my raised bed, but the others can still stay here. So I hope you found this video useful and you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel for future updates. Please press the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my gardening videos. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.